Hello children, today we are going to do chapter 11. Let us balance our emotions. So when we say emotions are feelings or states of mind that arise suddenly and trigger changes in your mind or behavior. Now tell me, how many thoughts and feelings do you experience each day? It can be the feelings can be happiness, then sadness or anger. Such conditions of mind or feelings that suddenly arise and affect our minds, making us to react in various ways. Those are known as emotions. Such reactions can be either good or bad. Now, when we say good or bad, it's happiness can take as good emotion, then anger or sadness we can take as bad emotions. So, emotional balance is very important. Okay, it is very important to maintain a good emotional balance, not only when you are sad, angry or jealous, but also when you are happy. Emotional balance means one's ability to react well by thinking intelligently at emotional moments. Okay, that is very important, children. All the people get emotions. Everyone feels feelings. No, children, isn't it? All the individuals, they feel emotions. They feel feelings. So let's see what are the factors that affecting emotional balance. First thing, the situation. Okay? According to situation, if it's a positive situation, you react in a positive way. If it is a negative emotion, you react in a negative way. Now, reactions differs according to the situations. Okay? So, second one is understanding. Okay? As you grow older and mature, your ability to cope up with emotions will improve with your experiences in life. Okay? So, through your experience, you learn how to balance your emotions, how to control whether it's a sad or a happy situation, how you react. So, your experience give you how to balance it. Then the third one is the personality, the capacity to cope with emotions differently from person to person. It depends according to the personality. Next one is behavior of others. If there is a fight, then you will have, according to that other person's behavior, you also react in a negative emotion. Okay? So, the fight would have ended causing more harm to both finally if you react in an angry way. Therefore, the behavior of others affects our reactions. So, the other person's reaction is a negative one, then you will also tend to behave in a negative way. Then the other factor is the experience. Okay? So, experience will give you patience. Now, at the first situation, if you react more, then again if the same kind of situation is going on, through the first experience you learn to be patient and then you react towards that. So the sixth one is the lifestyle. According to our learnings, previous learnings in our lifestyle, we learn from the environment and we react towards that. Okay. Next is the age group. For an example, if it is an infant, when the infant feel discomfort or hunger, the infant cries. During the childhood, some frown or cry when they want to show their displeasure. When they reach adolescence, they either walk away or argue. Thus, we can see that the age group too has an effect on controlling one's emotions. Different stages, different reactions. Okay. And then now let's move on to the other topic, some skills that help in maintaining emotional balance. Okay, we'll see what are those skills to maintain emotional balance. The first thing is empathy. What is empathy? The ability to understand another person's emotions and feelings. Okay, so when you understand the other person's emotions and feelings, you can respond accordingly. Okay, so this empathy skill will help you to develop good qualities of helping others and not ridiculing them. So we'll see what is the other one. The next skill is good interpersonal relationship. Okay, you meet different kind of people in the society, in the environment. Okay, so when you see different kind of people, you learn to tolerate others. You will you will learn to cooperate with others. You become flexible and you will try to make minimize unpleasant situations. So you will have, by doing these things, you will have a good personality, so that you can, once you develop a good interpersonal relationship, you can have a pleasant and a good society around you. And then you can, by your cooperation, others, you can help others also to solve problems that they face. So good interpersonal relationship will help in maintaining emotional balance. The other point is effective communication. Effective communication means listening to others, their views patiently, and expressing your ideas clearly. By exchanging ideas clearly, we can minimize the problems and work efficiently when working as a team. Then the fourth one is minimize mental stress. Okay, you should, if your surrounding or your environment is unpleasant or stressful, you will have a stressful emotions. Your mental fitness will be stressful. And then now we'll move on to the things. What are the things that you can do if you have an unpleasant situation? Okay, when you feel emotions such as anger, sadness, jealousy, try to divert your attention to something else and later think about it and identify the reason for that. Okay, so that you can do these things to avoid, you can divert your emotions when you have a unpleasant emotion. We will see what are those things. Avoid such situations. If you know that these things will make you unpleasant or discomfort, then avoid such situations. Stay away from those. Then listen to a song or play a game during that time. Count from 1 to 10 slowly. Then another option is take deep breaths quietly. Drink a glass of water slowly. Take time and take a glass of water. Drink. Then engage in a method of meditation that you know. Okay. So when you do these things, when there is an unpleasant emotion, you can divert yourself to another activity. Now let's see the importance of emotional balance. How emotional balance is important to an individual. Avoiding unpleasant feelings that arise with stressful emotions. The other one is developing self-esteem, your self-confidence. Then developing good interpersonal relationships and becoming a person with a pleasant personality. If you can control your emotions, your personality will be very pleasant. Then the other one, developing your capacity to cope with challenges by enhancing your efficiency. Your capacity, then your challenges, everything will be very quick, like very efficiently you can do those. Then the next topic is maintaining emotional balance within the family. We'll see how we can maintain emotional balance within the family. Now, each and every individual have basic needs like food, water, air, cloth. Same like that, they have secondary needs as well. If they don't able to fulfill these needs, then they develop negative emotions. So what we have to do, we'll see what are the things that consider the various requirements that should be fulfilled within the family. If they are unable to fulfill the basic needs, secondary needs, other needs, then they will face these negative emotions. So within the family, we'll see what are the requirements that should be fulfilled within the family to avoid these emotional, how we can maintain the emotional balance within the family. Let's list out few things. Basic needs and requirements that should be fulfilled. Second one, the self-esteem. Third one, good interpersonal relationship. Fourth one, teamwork should be there within the family. And then equality. Then control of stress. Then creation of opportunities. Then mental and physical development should be fulfilled. Then we can maintain good emotional balance within the family as well. Then by taking correct decision within the family, respecting others' views, understanding others' feelings and balancing our emotions, we can have a peace and harmony at home. So children, this is the end of the lesson. We will see you all in the next class. Thank you. Bye.